Welcome back to the La Vida Cosign podcast. We are here at the Hey Chica Summit in Dallas, Texas, and we are so excited to have Miss Wendy Morales here joining us. Is this your first time at the Hey Chica Summit?
It actually is my third time to attend, but I'm super excited. I mean, they've leveled it up, and the vibe is just out of this world.
Amazing. Well, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I know that you are doing a session later today, but before we jump into all of those goodies, go ahead and introduce yourself and kind of tell us your journey in terms of like entrepreneurship, corporate America, all that good stuff, and how you kind of got here.
Okay, fantastic. So my name is Wendy Morales. I live in Austin, Texas. I have 3 amazing children. 2 of them in college. So, and then my daughter Jerica is actually here helping with putting this together. I have an amazing husband who has a couple of law firms. And anyway, so I am the COO of the Morales Law Office. I've been doing it for 20 years plus. I am also a realtor along with my daughter. We have a mother-daughter team, and I am also, a TV host on the Connect Show Texas. So
Amazing.
yes. So
How do you wear so many hats? So I have a 1-year-old, and I feel like I can't do anything. I'm like, where does the time go? I blink and it's 3:00 in the afternoon. I blink and it's 9 p.m. So as a mom of 3, a wife, realtor, COO, host, like how do you kind of like navigate balancing all of those things?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say you look fabulous for having a 1-year-old. I mean, it's such a busy world nowadays, and moms nowadays, I mean, I give you a huge round of applause because it's such a busy world today.
Yeah.
But balance, most importantly, time management is key. It's definitely the key. So I'm going to have to be really honest and transparent here. I am not a person that has an actual physical planner, although I know that's a great way to go about things. But, every night, before I go to bed, I set my intentions. My whole day is already planned in my head. And I mean, obviously those are short-term. That's short-term planning, but I also have long-term planning. And time management is key. I will say when my kids were younger, I did step back for a while. And I put all my dreams, all my wants on the back burner. I was still managing and operating the law offices. But being a mom came first and foremost. Now it's all about, again, it's balance, it's time management. And so I separate and I streamline what career I work on what day.
So like Mondays you do operational stuff. Tuesday, okay. I love that.
Yes.
Do you ever find that it, like, for example, if you're working on the show, like law office stuff is like in the back of your mind, or like, fires are happening, you have to put them out, or does each business and operation kind of run itself?
No, it's a constant, it's never ending. And especially with my husband, because that man, I mean, he hustles hard. And so we're constantly, and, we're a team. And so he expects me to always, and I love it as well, to be on the same page that he is. So, yes, while I try, again, it's all back to time management. And I try to separate when I'm working on the show. I try to let everyone know, hey, I am not available at this time, but things are always, stirring up. So as soon as I'm done and I can get to the next, I jump on to the next, and I just go back and forth between all of them. But I do really try to designate. Mondays are for the TV show. Because it's not just interviewing guests and that time, but it's also getting ready. And I also have to have my me time. So my self-care, that's good for my mental health. So I separate the first part of the morning for that, which includes a workout session.
I love that. I haven't gone back into working out. I've been slacking a little bit, but I hope to put that back into my self-care routine. And as Latinas, right, and being here at the Hey Chica Summit, I find that a lot of Latina entrepreneurs and corporate executives, we kind of struggle, right, to be our most authentic selves, right? We hear about code switching and having to assimilate assimilate, in sometimes a country that's not our own, right? We're first generation or, whatnot. So how do you kind of navigate, and I know you're going to talk about this more in your session, but how do you kind of navigate your cultura in the corporate culture, or, in production, in all of these different spaces that you're in?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. I actually never, and I don't know if this is answering that question correctly, but I actually never allowed my cultura to hold me back. I actually took my cultura and actually used that to work hard. I'm an immigrant from Mexico. This little girl came from Mexico with really big dreams with my parents. My dad had a fourth grade education, my mom sixth grade. But going back, I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it then, but now my mom was a businesswoman. And so seeing her take her cultura and come to a whole new country and not letting her hold her back, she didn't have it on paper, but she was a housekeeper. She, again, she had time management was key for her, 6 children, but she was already out there setting her own schedule, making her own money, setting her own hours. And, so I I take my cultura and I've allowed it to help me be a luchista. Do you know what a luchista is? A fighter.
Yep.
And so I get out there and I implement it into every one of my careers. If there are challenges, if there's something that I don't know, then I fight and I figure out and I implement it into every aspect, whether it's into our systems, in our law firm, whether I'm a little new to the real estate field. And if I don't know something, I find out how to learn it right away. And in the show as well. So I don't know. Did that answer? Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah.
Or I can. Okay. I
Yeah.
hope it was.
Yeah, for sure. I like to ask about like the cultura, because sometimes, we might be the other, in our industry, especially like real estate, right? Like being a woman, being a minority woman, it's usually dominated by white men. They're the brokers, they're the everything, right? Law, same thing. So oftentimes I feel like women tend to shrink, especially Latinas. We tend to shrink in these environments because we just feel like we don't belong or we don't fit in or we're not as aggressive or assertive as like our counterparts. And it's challenging, and sometimes we either give up or we don't excel as far as we can because we feel like, well, that there's no place for us, right? Like I've never met a COO of multiple law firms who's also a real estate agent, who's also on it. I'm like, oh my God, I could do so much, right? And I think it's important, to show people that it's possible to like balance everything in a world, especially in a culture where women were often brought up to just be mothers or just be wives, and balance that.
Well, it has taken years. I will say it has taken for me personally, it's taken years experience, because you're right. When you do step into a room, even when I started the real estate career and I would, step into an offer, a contract, a new project with men that are very experienced, I'm like, okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going to fake it till we make it, right? That's the name of the game. And if that's one thing that I can, a tip that I can drop to young women, just let go of the fear and just fake it till you make it. And, if you show confidence, then they're not going to know any different. And, you can always come back. You fake it till you make it. But, also you want to learn. If there's something you don't know, get out there and learn it, explore. But yeah, I don't feel like I haven't had too many obstacles or challenges when it comes to that, because I think I've always I had to lose the fear when I was very young. Again, coming to a country, I didn't speak English when I started school. And so I've kind of had to learn and just fake it till I make it the whole time through my whole life. But now I'm in a great place. And Yeah, and we're empty nesters, so it does come a little bit easier for me to really dedicate my time to three careers. I don't know if I would have been able to do it. I'm going to be very honest. When I had my three kids at home, because we know as moms,
Yeah.
it takes so much of your time. And then as they grow and they're engaged in activities and you're going back and forth, but you can still do it. You can still be the COO. You just have to learn to delegate. Delegate's a big key in being a businesswoman and being successful.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like for me, my village is what allows me to like do things daily. Like my son is having the time of his life with his dad, probably eating Chick-fil-A and like all the things that he can't do when I'm home. But, especially Latinas, I feel like we're so connected to one another. We are, easily make friends, easily connect. Vecina, comadre, right?
Yes.
What have you found in navigating corporate culture in terms of empowering and supporting other women? It's Women's History Month, so we really want to make sure that we focus on that connection that we have with one another. So do you have any advice on like finding mentors or supporting women and things like that?
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up because that's a really great topic. I was thinking about that a lot this morning, but I think having mentors is probably going to be what's going to help you definitely, be successful, because mentors, there's so many different types of mentors, but you need them all along the way for different areas of your if you're an entrepreneur, if you're working for a big company, it doesn't matter what career you're in, but mentors make a huge difference, and they come in all colors, shapes, sizes. But yeah, that's actually what helped me get to where I am. I want to say, obviously, my mother was my greatest mentor. And then from my mother, my husband, he's mentored me all the way. And that's why I say he can come in different shapes and sizes. And from there, his mother took me under his wing. I'm sorry, his mother took me under my wing, not his wing, under my wing. And she taught me everything I needed to know about running a business. So I highly recommend finding mentors. Because when you're lost, or when you need a connection, when you need a tip, something even as simple as, hey, I'm giving a speech. Can you help me? Can you give me some tips, or on how to put this together? So they're going to be there. They're always going to have your back, and they're always going to be there. And mentors they play a big role in every aspect of a business, entrepreneurship, just in life in general, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I hope that a lot of the women that are joining us today do find a mentor or do connect with other women. And mentors, I always feel like, don't have to be someone who's too far ahead of you. It could also be just, a peer who might just have one, connection or one step ahead. I kind of say, I feel like we often get so overwhelmed thinking like, oh, I have to get mentored by the CEO. And sometimes it's like, no, if you're an account executive, maybe you need to get the account director or the account manager or something like that. So I encourage everyone that is watching and attending to definitely seek mentorship, and of course connect with you on your social platforms. So go ahead and let everyone know where they can find you. So if I need a house in Austin, I can call you.
Absolutely.
What kind of law do you guys do?
So we practice family law. We practice criminal defense law as well. And we also do personal injury law. And so for the law, you can look us up, or you can find us at moraleslawoffice.com. For my real estate page, you could connect with me at wendy.morales@compass.com. And for my social media handles, please follow me at Gone with the Wendy.
Okay.
And on Facebook, I am under Wendy Martinez Morales. And I wanted to just say something really quick as far as mentors, because I'm not sure if I answered that question correctly, but I did just want to say, I don't know, I don't see myself as a mentor, but I know that many have come to me and have said they're mentors. And the greatest thing for me is connecting. Get out there and connect with people. And that's, I think, one of my greatest strengths, that whether you're a 15-year-old, whether you're a 60-year-old friend of mine or woman, I am always going to try to lead you and connect you in every way possible to help you grow and be successful.
Yeah, it's so important. I feel like when you're a connector, you can also reap the benefits of the connections that you make, right? Like it's giving a lot to get a lot back as well. And for Cosign Magazine, that's all what it's all about, right? Like giving somebody that cosign, giving somebody that chance, you know, to be able to use your reputation, your resources to also get ahead, and just being generous, I think is super important.
And genuine too.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for
You're
having me
so
today. This has been
welcome.
great. And I hope I get to see more of you, and we would love to have you on our show.
Yes, I would love to.
Yes, we're on the CW, and you can follow us also at theconnectnetwork.com on our social media and on theconnectonline.com.
Yes, we would be so excited to join you. Hopefully, I will not be contacting you for any family law, criminal law, none of that. But, you know, if our audience definitely has a need, I hope that they connect with you guys. So thank you so much, Mrs. Wendy.
It was
we
a
appreciate you, and we can't wait to see your session.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.